What do you get when you mix The Bachelor, Love Island, and Survivor? It's the all-new rules and format to Bachelor in Paradise that is changing everything. And this latest preview for the show is giving us a whole lot of details on what to expect and how things are going to move forward, with new rules, a cash prize, and of course some sleuthing on who's going to get eliminated and who we can expect to go far and possibly win this thing. So let's take a look, and as per usual, please, no posting any outright spoilers unless it's something you can sleuth out from the previews like we're doing in this video, and a link to the full preview is in the description.
This chemistry test is all about animal attraction. This is something we like to call birds of paradise.
Well, the Paradise psychedelic trip continues with another compatibility challenge. I mean, I won't lie, I think there's a lot of potential for these compatibility tests that they've added to the franchise, but for now I'm just gonna fast forward a bit and...
I don't know if medically it can be done, but you might be pregnant.
Whoa, okay, as much as I'd like to stay here and analyze that, let's keep this thing moving.
Are you open to still going on dates?
I know that's something that Cap doesn't want, but I'm here, I'm open.
I'm gonna get to know everything about you.
No, we're not doing that.
I'm trying to be cute and he snapped at me.
So it's trouble in paradise for two different couples. First is Dale and Kat, as Kat seems to want to close things off with Dale, while Dale is saying he's still open. And I do think this is a bit of dramatic preview editing to make things seem worse off than it actually is, but even if Dale is super ready to jump ship at the next opportunity, this is probably the worst season for that, as there are only going to be a few new additions to the Paradise lineup moving forward. So a lot less people than what we normally see, especially considering the cast has been split between the original show contestants and the Goldens. Yeah, they're changing a lot more than just the show's filters and location, as they're seemingly trying to shake things up and also focus on more meaningful connections. Which is something we're going to learn more about later on in the preview, but it also means that if you're keeping your eyes open for someone new to walk through the door, you might be out of luck, and being open means you're probably going to have to look at what's already there in Paradise. Now, the other bit of trouble looks to come from Parisa and Brian, and shocker, after Brian on his first date with Parisa stated he sees a possibility of engagement at the end of this.
What are you looking for at the ends of everything?
Fiance sitting here right now, and I think it could be realistic.
Well, now he's pulling back. But there's a lot more footage with Brian coming as they tease more for the season, so there will be some kind of resolution here. Unless, of course, this bit of footage actually comes from the very end of the season. So I don't expect any Brian and Parisa fallout in the next couple of episodes, or rather I should say, I don't expect any that leads to either of them going home. Perhaps if this were more like the seasons we've had in the past, with a lot more people set to arrive, Brian might be considering his options, but nope, these two are going to be sticking around for a bit, and you'll see why I'm saying this as the preview moves along, so let's keep going.
There is somebody I'd love you to meet.
She's young, she's pretty, she's blonde, she seems right up some of these guys' alleys. This happens every time.
Okay, pausing here with Jill upset and walking off as there's a new arrival in Paradise during this Birds of Paradise party. Someone who actually might be the last person to show up. And if you checked out my last preview video, you'll know who this is going to be and why Jill is likely upset. So this is Alicia. And from the season preview, she's going to be coupling up with Sean, leaving Jill alone and on the outs. But as we see ahead, there's also another man who might be interested in Alicia, leading to his current match wondering if at the last rose ceremony she should have, how do I say this?
Identity. Somebody new is here. I can't deny, we kind of hit it off in a deep way.
Am I in the Twilight Zone?
Is this a game to him? Is this a game?
And we're slowly creeping closer and closer to Season 9 Cat. Now Dale's basically final option for exploration is going to be Alicia. But again, we know Alicia's not going to be connecting with Dale and will be coupling with Sean. Plus, there's all of this drama from the season preview to come.
Pat's plan was never to find love. You said that this was going to be something for your career and you're here to stir up drama, and I have the receipts.
So they're more likely going to be adversarial come the end of the season than an actual couple. Either way though, Dale opening talks with Alicia right after the whole Allie Joe drama from last episode is a recipe for disaster with Kat, and this could provide an opening for Jonathan.
Jonathan is trying to sabotage the situation.
Let me just clear this up right now. Hey, let me clear this up right now. What's going on right now?
I'm going home.
Okay, that's not going to happen. We have a lot more Kat footage from the previews to get to, and we know that Dale and Kat are together in that footage. Not to mention, Jonathan looks to be coupling with Leia. So, while drama is in the air, no one here is going to be breaking up or recoupling anytime soon. Apart from, of course, Sean sending Jill home to be with Alicia, as I brought up earlier. But okay, now we're going to get into the section of the preview that goes beyond next week and into future episodes, where we'll really see the drastic changes that the show is making.
Now, I've been telling you, everything is going to change, and this is when it does. Moving forward, there will be no more new arrivals here in Paradise.
So here's what I had mentioned earlier. After next rose ceremony, there are going to be no more new arrivals. Meaning this shot right here is our final cast, minus whoever's going to be getting eliminated. And I know this is the next rose ceremony because there are fewer men than women, meaning the men have the power, and we just had a rose ceremony where the women handed out the roses. We can also see recent additions to Paradise Nancy, Leia, and Faith. But notably, Jill is missing. However, considering all the footage of Jill's current match Sean coupling up with Alicia, I think it's safe to say that Jill will be self-eliminating once that becomes a thing. I mean, she was already halfway out the door when Justin offered her his friendship rose, so it wouldn't surprise me if she didn't want to waste her time. Still, that leaves 13 women to 10 men, meaning 3 ladies will be headed out of Paradise, and the final 5 couples will carry on through the rest of the season. And it's pretty easy to map out who those couples will be and who's going home. So let's get through the rest of this preview and circle back to this once we talk eliminations at the end of the video.
All of your exercises are going to be relationship tests. Welcome to Secret Rendezvous.
Consider it.
Sometimes there'll be winners.
Okay, so we're going full on Love Island Bachelor Pad Survivor mode for the rest of the season. Now, what remains to be seen is if there will be more rose ceremonies. The season schedule is pretty much mapped out already, with us getting 1 episode a week with the finale allegedly taking place on September 1st. Meaning next week will be this rose ceremony, then we have, 5 episodes after that? Where at least one of those is the finale, so 4 episodes of relationship tests? Now, I am hearing, but can't confirm, that Monday the 25th of August will be a part 1 of the finale, and then part 2 the week after, so it could be more like 3 episodes of relationship tests. But that has me thinking, will there be eliminations during those 3 episodes? Certainly some couples won't last either way, but I'm hoping there's more to this than just relationship tests. And my guess is there will be based on another shot we'll see later on. I also have an idea of what's going on here in this secret rendezvous test, but again, it's based off footage from later on in the preview, so let's keep this thing going.
You're doing great. You're doing great.
And sometimes there will be losers that won't have any roses to hand out.
And there it is. The consequences for losing or doing poorly in these challenges means no roses to hand out. So there are the stakes, and as Jesse's about to sort of allude to, the idea is that these tests and challenges will prove compatibility, so, hey, if you're a legit couple, you shouldn't have to worry about anything, right? Right?
In the end, the strongest and the most deserving couples are going to be faced with a life-changing opportunity. The possibility of leaving Paradise with $500,000.
Oh, we are back in Bachelor Pad territory. Now, this take the money and run situation is not just exclusive to Love Island. The show Bachelor Pad did this. I know it feels very Love Island-y, but this concept is not a new one for the franchise. However, I doubt anyone's going to be taking the money, even though I just showed a clip of someone keeping the money for themselves, but that clip was from Bachelor Pad in 2012. Nowadays, everyone's so set up with social media followings and brand deals from these shows that the cash prize isn't as big of a deal. I mean, yeah, it's a huge amount of money, but do you risk losing followers for that? Or risk getting all that hate from people? I don't know. But moving on.
It's like Bachelor Pad taken to a whole new level.
Everything's completely turned upside down.
Oh my God!
More tension, higher stakes. It could corrupt some of the relationships.
Okay, so now here's the potential for strategy. Because with all of this on the line and the possibility that poor performances in these challenges could lead to no roses, this backstabbing challenge could mean an opportunity to knock out a frontrunner couple like Spencer and Jess. Or there's this challenge, the secret rendezvous. My guess is that it's here where you can spill some anonymous tea about someone and potentially drop a bomb in their relationship. Do that for a couple that might be further along than you, and you could kick them back a notch. And that's my early guess as to what's happening here in this shot from earlier with Brian meeting up with Bailey. Not something like them exploring a new connection, more like Brian spilling the tea on the Susie stuff, which is something the preview gets to in its final moments. Oh, and I also forgot to mention there's also this shot with Jesse Palmer in this outfit, a different one from when he makes the big change in paradise announcement. So it looks like through all of this, we're still going to be having rose ceremonies.
I'll pretend like we're cool, and then you slit their throat. So if someone threatened me, I might want to cook them.
Okay, we are now so in Survivor mode. There's an endurance challenge, a racing challenge. Is it crazy that I'm kinda living for this? I miss Survivor. I might even cover Survivor 50. And this might all be terrible. It's so drastically different than what they've done before, but I want to see how this plays out. I'm here going, let him cook. Let him cook. Oh, and speaking of cooking, we also have Brian talking about cooking potential threats, which might be exactly what he's doing to Jeremy with Bailey in the final section of this preview.
He had said, if Susie came back here, I would propose to her on the spot. By far, the best decision in the history of Bachelor in Paradise.
I honestly just want to go home.
And there the preview ends, with Bailey in tears and a whole new paradise at our feet. New rules, new games, new pretty much everything. And Jeremy, well, he's going to rue the day he didn't mention the Susie call to Bailey. But okay, let's talk outlook for the season now, starting with this rose ceremony. So this one's pretty easy to map out with all the information we've got from the season preview. We can just match up each guy handing out a rose to their couple and see who's left over. We got Dale with Kat, Gary with Leslie as he's far more interested in her over Natasha, and we also have this shot from the preview of the two together. Brian with Parisa, Sean with Alicia, Spencer with Jess, Jonathan with Leia, Keith with Kathy, Captain Kim looks to match up with Faith based on this preview shot, Andrew with Alex, and Jeremy with Bailey. There you go, our final couples for the Squid Games half of the season. Meaning, with Jill already out before this rose ceremony, it's entirely golden women heading home here. Nancy, Natasha, and April. And sorry April, I don't think Jonathan's going to be returning the favor. From here though, everything is new. Who goes home when and how still remains to be seen, except for one bit of info, something I talked about in the season preview breakdown from last week. Spencer and Jess are getting engaged. I got the sleuthing on that one in my previous video, but if they're getting engaged, I'd wager that they're the likely ones making that $500K money decision. However, with a ring coming out, yeah, I think that money's going back into the Bachelor budget. So that's it for this preview breakdown for the Bachelor in Paradise mid-season kinda preview. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed the video, make sure to give it a like, comment your thoughts down below, and subscribe to the channel for more content. And until next time, Bachelor Fantake out.
The possibility of leaving paradise with $500,000.